Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Wandering Village. I want to give a big thanks out to Stray Fawn Studio. Stray Fawn Studio, indie team from Switzerland. I played a little bit of the game so far. It's super fun. I love the graphics. We'll get into it in a second. We just launched into early access, so obviously the things will be unfinished or maybe bugs, etc., etc. You can join their Discord. If you search for their name in Discord, you find it, or online they have a website. And these are the people for that. So I want to give a big thanks out to Stray Fawn Studio for supplying me a key for this game to play with you guys. Now, already, if you're not impressed by the graphics and how this looks, then you should leave. I'm just kidding. I love the graphics. I'm not sure what game this reminds me of, this very 2D paper-like style. I'll show you more as we get into it. But basically, the gist of the game is that you spawn on the back of some dinosaur, I guess. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to do a new game. You have different game modes here. We're going to go novice, of course. Save file will just be, let's see, let's play. And you can have a custom difficulty. And let's just start. So there's going to be a cutscene. We're going to watch it real quick.
By the toxic spores, we kept wandering, looking for shelter. But not in our wildest dreams did we imagine what we would find.
This is so cool, by the way. It's like a dinosaur. Man. So there we go. And here it gives you a tip. So we're loading in. Basically, we'll follow the tutorial in this episode, because why not? This will give you guys an understanding of how to play. Hello, friend. I am the village elder in charge of good people here. Village elder. How nice title. He has this thing on his face like the guy from Batman. Pro in the Nyomans, I guess for like nomads, traveled far, endured many hardships, etc., etc. It has been most likely asleep a very long time, woke up, the toxins keep seeping further and further into the earth. The poor thing seems exhausted, go back to sleep for now. This is the thing they were onto, which is called the Onbu, I think is the name. Onbu, I think is how you would say that, or Onbu. So they draw their nature from the ground, wonder if it can self the same self, experience, tutorial, yes. So we start off. So basically, up top left corner, you have your various items that you have in stock, I guess, or in store. Right now, we have berries, we have wood, we have some stone, and we have some water. As you see, you have 3 different game views. This is the Onbu's back. It has spikes here that you can harvest, but Onbu doesn't like it. You have piles of rock, which you can harvest. You have trees, which you can harvest, of course. And you have little berry bushes, and you have little saplings as well. And that's basically all you have here on the map. As far as I'm concerned, the maps are kind of procedurally generated, or at least there's multiple different ones, because this is not the same one as I played on when I first played the game. And you can see there's outskirts here, basically of the biome we're in right now. It says cold, you have research button, you have food details. You click on these, you have a bunch of research you can do. We're not there yet. Village resources, Onbu research as well. We're not there yet. We don't have any research buildings. You have here about food, processed food, raw food, total food, consumption, etc., etc. Here's your people and their housing, and then these things will add or change as you go up. Different builders, which designates what they are, what they mainly do. You have speeds, you have regular speed, and pausing is always space. You have slow, which is 1x, 2x. If you tap this again, you hit, I guess it'd be 3x or 4x speed. This is your Elder's Notebook, which kind of gives you hints on the game, which is very, very helpful for a new player. And then you have a bug report. Right now we have 0 bugs because we just started the game, obviously. And this is a bug report, not in-game. This is a game bug report. So if we find a bug, we record it here, not like bugs in the game, like actual like cockroaches. This is your bugs that we find. And then you have your button for menu, your menu button. And here it tells you your village. These are different views. You have beats per minute is the Onbu's rate. Health is 100%. It has poison level 0, hunger, and then sleepiness. So these are all roughly you start at these. And then you have your time of day, your day, and then here will be your tutorial at the bottom here. You have a harvest button, you have priority tool, you have ability menu, which opens up various things, different tabs down here, like your village, your storage, food, etc., etc. Some things we don't have anything yet. because we haven't researched anything. Here's a deconstruct tool, and then this is your research tree, similar to clicking up here where it says research. And down at the bottom here is basically like a chat window that tells you different events that happen. If you zoom out one level, like you can zoom into here and you can zoom in way down low. Look at these graphics. I love how this is done. This is amazing. Look at this. I love it. I'm not sure what game this reminds me of. Probably a few. Like it's like a paper style. Because you zoom out, now you're in a 2D. Like you can tell the like leaning down. You go up one more level, and you go out a little bit, and then your next level out is actually the Onbu level, where you can take a look at him or her, I guess, as it's sleeping or walking. And you zoom out one more time, it takes you to the world view. Basically, this is the path that you're on. As you advance through the game, when you get to crossroads, you can choose which path you want. You can eventually get scouting troops to go and scout out. Like this is a forest. You could search for mushrooms. You have quarries. And once you run into specialty things that you can send search parties out to, which we're obviously not there yet. So let's go back here. The tutorial is pause the game, set the speed of the game. You can do that, everything that we want. And let's hit play. Construct at least 6 tents. Now, these people need places to sleep. So you open your building menu. You go to village. Dirt roads cost nothing, and then everything else tells you what it costs, like 5 wood, wood and stone, etc. In the beginning, everything is wood and stone, and then eventually into planks, and then refined stone, etc., etc. It reminds me a lot of a game called Timberborn, or a game like Banish, or any other kind of like early on city builder where you have to collect items, refine them, potentially build them, replant, have farms, etc., etc., etc. So the first thing we're going to do is follow the tutorial. We construct at least 6 tents. So you click an area, and I think I want to settle, let's see. There's a bunch of bushes down here. Here's a bunch of rock. A lot of berries here. Rock up here. So maybe we'll put our village here, and we'll put the tents over here. And if you hold down shift, you can click multiple times. That's at 6 tents right there. Now you can click and put things over top of something else, because it shows this little balloon. That basically means the workers, let's go to regular speed, they're going to start coming over here, of course, and they're carrying the resources that we have stored up for us. Now, the way it works here is if there's something in the way, there'll be a balloon, or balloon is marking something that's going to be harvested. So we can actually start harvesting a bunch of these items. We have rock, we have stone, we have berry bushes. Anything that has a balloon is harvestable. Like that's the harvest icon. There's a task. The people that have these little houses above their head basically are saying that they're homeless. They have nowhere to sleep. So we're going to build tents. A tent can sleep up to 2 villagers, up to, meaning 1 or 2. Improve productivity, inhabitants, offer select protection from poisonous air. So, again, you can see them working away. Look at this. This is the coolest ever. Look at that. You click on it, it tells you the percentage. You can set priority. If I set this a priority max, it's going to build this one first. And right now, everybody does the same task. There's just general tasks. Look at the graphics on this. Look at this. And you speed it up. They go faster. I love this. They're happy. This guy's happy for some reason. Oh, because he has a tent now to sleep in. And then down here on the bottom left, it tells you like a bit of a chat window of what's actually happening. But I love these graphics. They're very, very basic. But as you see, if you zoom in, you get a bit of a grainy overlay of what's behind this, and the same for this one, etc. And then you're zoomed in as much as you can. Look at the graphics. Watch. Everything falls from the ground. We can do normal speed. Look at that. That's awesome. And one thing with the game is you can't rotate. As far as I know, you can't rotate the camera. If you hold down right mouse button does nothing, left moves this, and middle moves it as well. But you can't spin this around. It's basically you're locked into this view. Similar to like a Factorio type style, which is fine. You don't need to rotate it. You zoom, it's like dynamic zooming, zoom in, zoom out, and then eventually goes down to like eye level, which is very, very cool, by the way. And these are all different. Like you see, this one has a bit different than this one. This one's a bit different as well. The colors, of the way the flags are set up, like the mats in front of it. Here's a mat, They're different. This one has a little table. So it's very much like unique. Okay, gathering resources wants us to gather 20 wood and construct 8 tents. So now we got to go back into tents. We can build, let's build 2 more. And let's start setting up some roads. So basically with roads is you click and you drag, and you can go one direction without resetting. So I'm just going to drag this all the way up here. Roads are free. They still have to be built, mind you. So I'm going to just build a few there. And then maybe we'll do a double road for the main road in the middle. And again, if there's an object in your way, it'll turn yellow, the square. And that basically will mark it for deconstruction, as you see here. All right, so 8 tenths. The problem right now you have up here is cold. Temperature is cold. It's just the time of year. Also, it could be the biome. Now, if you hit tab, tab cycles through your views. It goes out to here, which I guess this is more like a cold biome. And it kind of like, as you're going through, these things are changing because you'll eventually start moving. Right now, Onbu is sleeping, so it's not, obviously. These are actions for Onbu, which we can't do anything because we don't have any of these things usable yet. Let's just zoom back in here. We have our 8 tents. We have one more tent being built. Let's just speed this up a little bit. And all right, our last tent is built. Now, we have to worry about food because we have some food up here. But if you click on food right now, it says we have raw food. Right now, we're producing 40, meaning we're collecting it. In consumption, we're consuming 16. So right now, we're plus 24 food. That's because I highlighted all these. Now, the problem with these is you're actually cutting the berries down. If you have them here, you're harvesting them, and I believe they grow. They do grow back, as you see here. So we need to get under food, a berry gatherer. So we have berries here. We have berries here. We have some up here. Looks like, what's this? This is like a mushroom up there. And now you see here on there's a bit of a radius here. The dots represent the radius tiles where this will cover. So we want to try to cover as many berries as possible without demolishing too many. There's his efficiency is 58% based on what it's surrounding. Here is only 27%. 58%, 58%. I think we're just going to go, let's go here. Now what we want to do, we also want to construct a road over to this. Because they do move slightly faster on dirt roads. So they will take a road if it's faster to get somewhere. But if it's faster to cut diagonally through something, they'll just walk through the ground. All right, let's speed this up a bit. Right now we're at what? Let's go to 4x speed. There's no actually 3x speed, by the way. It's 4x. It goes from 2 to 4. I don't know why it says 3 there. I guess it's just because you can use your button keys to go from 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Now we're constructing this. Now we have to construct a farm. Farms. Let's slow this back. Oops, wrong view. Wrong view. Don't hit tab. Hit number 2. So placing a farm, it has to be on grass. And again, it shows you the same exact thing, right? So it shows you a radius. It has a similar radius to the gather, except it's a few more tiles, and it can't be put on dirt. It has to be put on the grass. I think this right here is a great location to put a farm because it's kind of out of the way. Let's place that, and again, we want to put down a dirt road going to the main. This will be our main drag here, and then these will be roads. Eventually, I think you can upgrade what type of roads you have. Oh, look at that! We have gatherers, and look what they're doing. They are gathering, and as you see, wait for these guys to stand up. So their outfits have now changed. Their appearance have changed because they are now a berry gatherer. Housing quality, so depending on certain things, you need to have certain other things. So need is housing quality. One of one, which is fine. Residency is in a tent. He's on hand, is carrying berries, and he works at a berry gatherer. Now, if you click on the berry gatherer, you can adjust how many people. Default is 1, then you go to 2, then you can go all the way up to 3. It shows your efficiency based on how many berries are surrounding the area. Now, let's get up to the farm, and let's get the farm made ASAP. So this is obviously a priority meter. So highest priority, mid priority, normal priority, and this is a disable button, and this is obviously cancel. Once a building is built, you come down here. This button now turns into disable the building and also turns into a deconstruct. So they're very good. Now, you can see people are standing around, and they're cold because it's cold and it's nighttime. If you hit the period key, it cycles through unemployed workers. Or idle workers, you should say. If you hit the comma key, it cycles through idle workers, which right now there is none because we only have 2. So the next thing we do is construct a farm, which we're constructing right now. This should be built any second. These guys are standing around. Why? Because they have nothing to do. The farmers were the people who are building the things right here. So right now we don't have nobody that can tell them what to do. And so what we're going to do is let's just get some more wood going. Let's get some more stone going. Now, in here, you can cut down these. So these are regular stone that give you 3 resources. They may vary. I think it's all 3. These are called Onbu spikes. They can be harvested for 30, so 10 times, but reduces Onbu's trust, meaning he doesn't trust you because you're basically harvesting this. Because you see how he's filled with spikes, like rock spikes? You're basically harvesting his body, in a sense. So it's a good thing to, while you can do it, he doesn't like it, so he gets a little bit annoyed at that. Which I've learned, we'll see it as he wakes up, is he can shake his body, and then your buildings will get broken, and then you have to come back and repair them. I think repairing is free based on what I know. All All right, day 2. All right, farm is constructed. So this is basically saying we need to do something. There's no plot assigned, so we create a plot. So you can either hit a plot here to make a plot bigger or remove a plot. Now, I started off by making a huge plot before. It didn't really, oh, you got to click and drag. Makes sense to do it like that. So we'll make a plot maybe this big, a 6 by 5, so 30 tiles. And right now we can only plant beets because if not, we'd have a selector here to what we can plant. This tells you right now the temperature, so it's only 60% growth because it's still cold. It says cold temperature up here. I guess it's just the biome that we're in. Once it gets into the green, is obviously better. I think this may be a bit of like a drought, and the red would be torrid, meaning there's no water at all. We don't have any tools to use for this, so you can choose this, but there's no tools based on this icon. This basically says there's no tools available, so we don't need to use tools, which the tool is compost at the time. We don't have compost available quite yet. You can set the work that the people who are employed here, they can either be planters, harvesters, or if you leave it like this, it's both. If you deselect one, they're going to be harvester. This one's going to be planter. If you just have planter, harvester, obviously there's nothing here because there's nothing for them to harvest yet. But I leave it on both just for now. And you can have 2 people. We're going to up this to, I think 4 people is good. We want to be able to keep up our food. All right, let's go back on here. So now we have to create air wells. Now air wells are used because everything needs water. Air wells are basically for extracting water from the air. Works better at a high humidity. Right now our humidity is normal, so it is what it is. And it costs wood and it costs stone. So we need to construct 2. So I think what I'll do is I'll put them, I think I'm going to put them right here. And let's do another one right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround these with dirt roads. Because why not? Why not? Okay, so Onbu is awake now, based on the bottom left. I think the green chat like pop-ups are about Onbu. And as you see, we're moving. Look at that. We're moving. And if you hit the next view, we're actually lost our like where we started from. Now we're moving on. And look, here's a new thing that opened up. This is called a mine. So you can send a scavenging hut to send expedition parties to the location to hold iron. And as you see, as we're moving can go faster. This will start to appear, and then these will start to fade because it basically has a radius of what you can see. But let's just cut it back to the 2x speed for now. Oh, there, 2x speed. There we go. Thank you. So he's moving along. You can't really move the camera other than just zooming in, but you can see our little village taking quite a nice shape. I like my favorite part about the game is like look at the graphics. Like it's so well done. Like it's so look at these guys. And especially if there's something behind this, if you zoom in far enough, it goes away and you can see through it. Look at that. 3 guys doing harvesting. Beets grow pretty quickly, I guess. It doesn't tell you how, like if you click on this and you hover over beet, it doesn't like say the amount of time it takes. If you click on a plot right after this guy plants this, it doesn't tell you how many days. It just has, I mean, I'm assuming as you research things, it may be able to tell you. Right now we have a bunch of unemployed workers. We don't like that. These guys are collecting water. It's just basically collecting it now. We have to construct a water tank, a pantry, and material storage. Material storage is for storing materials. Pantry stores food. Water tank stores food. Or excuse me, stores water. So let's go to storage. So water tank, it actually lays down, which is pretty cool. We're gonna put that right. I think we'll put it right here. It's actually 4 tiles long, and you can't rotate things, as far as I know. It's just basically the way it's set up. But we can actually put a pantry right next to it. And again, if you build somewhere where it shows yellow tiles, it'll basically deconstruct what's underneath it. So you have to make sure, because of the way that style is set up, you'd think it'd go like this, but it actually would go like this. And let's actually put a couple dirt roads in here. There we go. Is this necessary? I don't know, but I think it's going to look nice. So the next thing we have to do is material storage. So looks like we're going to be harvesting a lot of stuff from down in this area. So let's put material storage. Let's put 1 for now. And let's speed this up. We have 50 wood and we have 43 stone. So not tons of stone. We can go back to gather a bunch of this. These big rocks you can't gather from. It says you need a quarry to mine these big blocks, which is fine, mind you. Click on this. You can go this. So as far as I know, rocks kind of just spawn in randomly. Here we go. Now we have guys finally taking things to where they need to go, which is kind of good. So right now we have our pantry. This is basically you can select what food type. So anything that's highlighted will be put in there. If you unselect it, it won't be put in there. It looks like everything has a limit of 50 per, regardless of how many things are checked off. It looks like you can store 50 items in one, which is good and bad, I guess. The water is obviously, you can deselect this so it just stores nothing, but I don't know why you would do that. And then the storage down here is being built right now. Oh, it's finished. So basically here, same difference. You can, whatever selected, it'll put there. Right now it's selecting everything. Energy boosters, so many things that we don't have. Glass, iron ore. As of now, I guess this is all the items in the game. This is Onbu food, liquid Onbu foods, like stuff that we have nothing. We're basically right here. We have wood and we have stone, and that's it. We don't have anything. We don't have herb. We don't have tree sap. We don't have anything else. And again, you can select these based on how you want. Each one only holds 30 of one item, so it's not a lot, actually. All right, so now we have to get into research. So let's get into research, which will be under what? Research is this. No, research is... Where is the researcher? Oh, research building. I love how the buildings look, too, by the way. I think we should put the research building right here. Let's surround it by roads. There we go. And you can watch the guys. Let's do high priority for this. They have to deliver all the materials similar to like Banished or Timberborn, where they have to deliver the items, and then they can start working on it. As you see here, they're working on items. Look, it goes in different phases. As soon as this is finished, all right, now we can choose a resource. Now it gives you options right away, or you can open the tree. Things that have stars are what's recommended. As of now, there's only one thing in each category. We can do kitchen, we can do resources, or we can do Onbu. Now, it wants us to do kitchen so we can start making better food. So let's go ahead. But the problem, if you see, it requires stone slabs and it requires refined boards, or whatever they're actually called. You can select research chains in this record, so you can click this and then click that. But we're going to do this. We have 2 scientists, 100% research speed. Knowledge is at 0 because we haven't gathered anything, but let's do a kitchen. And then how many workers do we have in here? So we have max of 2. Research is going as fast as it can go at this point. This is a mushroom. Let's harvest the mushroom. And I think there's another one up. Oh, I thought I saw one up here again. I guess the trees are changing. Okay, so a mother tree that can already be harvested but doesn't produce offspring yet. Ah. Interesting. Do these produce offspring? So it's interesting. So it's like a still growing mother tree that can already be harvested but doesn't produce offspring yet. So I think when it becomes a mature mother tree. Interesting. It doesn't really show other ones that they're mature or not. So I guess we're going to leave these alone, these ones. And then these are obviously a giant trunk, which we can't do anything with at the time, just like this as well. All right, so what are we researching? How is our research coming along? So it says up here we have a lot of idle people. So let's see, who can we add workers to? We can add one more worker to here. We can add, that's maxed out. We can add a couple more berry gatherers. And I think while we're waiting, let's harvest some. Oh, we don't want to harvest the mother tree. Not harvest the mother tree. Harvest everything but the mother tree. Harvest this. Let's get up to do some more stone gathering. Okay, highlight that. Nope, okay. Fair enough. And let's harvest a bunch of trees. Because we will obviously be expanding everywhere through here. I want to leave the mother trees. I know we can build trees eventually, I guess. Or plant trees, I guess you would say. Let's just harvest. No, I don't want to harvest the berries. Let's get into that. Okay. So because up here where it says 16 and 0, you don't want anybody being idle. Which is basically mean they're eating food, but they're not contributing anything. How's our research going? 76%. All right, the berry patch is looking pretty good. We have how many people employed there? 5 people employed there, which is pretty good. But you know what? I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're actually going to call an episode here. This has been super, super fun. Like I love this game. I literally played it for 25 minutes with you guys right now, and we haven't scratched the surface in anything yet. I can't wait to see how this game matures and how once we start. Right now, Crossroads, we can't choose which way we go because we don't have a horn blower or whatever it's called. Decisions, we're not at decisions quite yet. Oops, sorry. Actually, we're at a decision here. which we're not going to do anything with until we start next episode. So these pop up. I think these are just still part of the tutorial. These will pop up, I guess, as needed. This is just saying we have a decision we need to make. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. This has been ridiculously fun just for preliminary playing. I hope you guys come back next time. Again, a big thank you to Stray Fawn Studio for sending me a key to play with you guys. And stay tuned for the next episode of The Wandering Village. Take care now.